good morning, New Orleans, and welcome to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton. It's 7:02 a.m., and I am blessed to say the Lord woke me up and planted my feet on the floor, got me over to our Black Talk radio station, and I've got a special surprise for you today. Good morning, Mr. Oliver Thomas.
Man, good morning, New Orleans, WBOK family, and everybody out there in OK Land.
All right. Good to see you again, my man.
Hey, man, back at you, man. Definitely, man. It's good to be seen,
Yeah,
right?
good to be seen. Absolutely.
The opposite of getting up is opposite of getting up is not getting up.
Absolutely. Well, we like to start with a little bit of weather, so we're gonna make sure folks know a little bit about what that is going on, because you and I have been out, but some other folks are behind us, and they might be getting out a little bit later. So the current temperature is about 81 degrees, and the feel like is almost 10 degrees above that. So as Ro likes to say, it's New Orleans in the summer, New Orleans in June. It's that time, so we're going to be getting into the 90s. So we're going to have some clouds this morning, and might have some thunderstorms or rain, more rain than thunderstorms. That's going to cool it off, keep it out of the 90s for a little bit. And then we'll go on into the afternoon and the evening with still high 80s. And then it'll start cooling off into the mid and low 80s. I say it's otherwise a beautiful day because I'm blessed to be here. And if we need some liquid sunshine today or this week, then I'm all right with that. So.
Yeah, I mean the opposite. What's say everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die.
Yeah, right.
To get there, not yet, right?
No,
at all. So enjoy your day, man. God gives you another day to get up to overcome whatever happened. The second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year before, man. Enjoy and celebrate life.
All right. Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, as there often is.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about that, some of the news.
Yeah, you sent me a whole scroll of news. And each deserve a little attention.
Absolutely. Mr. Jared, you got that clip? I want y'all to hear this, and then let's talk about it.
Multiple sources tell our investigative team that a grand jury has been hearing a criminal complaint against State Attorney General Liz Murrill for alleged public intimidation. Our sources tell us this centers around the recent debate over the Orleans Parish Clerk of Court's office. After the state legislature abolished the criminal clerk's office and merged it with the civil clerk, 5 of 7 city council members argued that created a new elected office. They were joined by DA Jason Williams and Mayor Helena Moreno in calling for a special election and naming an interim clerk. Well, Murrill responded, saying those elected officials risked losing their offices by violating the state's usurper laws. Well, Murrill declined to comment tonight, though her spokesperson, who also tried to contact the mayor, DA, and the council members, 2 declined to comment, and the others did not respond.
Well, looks like Governor Jeff Landry been coming after us. Looks like Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill been coming after us. Looks like somebody decided that maybe Liz Murrill needed a little attention. And grand juries operate in different ways. I'm no legal expert, but I understand that grand juries can, some individual or a grand jury as a group can say, we should look at this. I don't know if that's how that happens.
Yeah, well, grand juries have sweeping power, but, the federal versus state is a little different. You hear federal prosecutors say they could indict a ham sandwich if they choose to. The ability to direct the grand jury is a little different. So, I think there's a difference at the state and federal level between reasonable doubt versus preponderance of the evidence. So it's interesting, but I think I can say that rightfully so that I'm Negrodamus, right?
Yeah, right.
So what did I say at one of my last meetings when I gave the analogy about Dracula? Dracula can only come into your house if you what? Invite him.
Invite him.
So when I was talking about Liz Murrill, and many of the state people being invited into our house. You know, and that's the dangerous game that people play with politics. So once A.G. Morrell was invited in, then now it's not just the problem of and that's what I meant trying to educate my colleagues back then before I left. You don't use politics because you're using them maybe against someone else, right? And you open the door for an authority that at some point was going to come at you. And of course, everybody remembers because people like Gary Chambers and others followed it afterwards when I gave the list of what the state should be focusing on. Mm-hmm. You know, and all of those things, instead of taking over and interfering with our home rule charter, I mean, from the economics of children to the Alice Report with the United Way, to a whole host of other things, the FBI report on violence in the last several years that doesn't have New Orleans as one of Louisiana's most violent cities, that the state has so much of its own. So I was trying to warn people early on, stop playing games. Don't invite the state because you have a problem with a mayor or a certain administration. Let's protect home rule charter. So, yeah, hey. So I've always been waiting for the editorial that would say, hey, man, Oliver Thomas called it. But, hey, that ain't going to happen.
All right. So Criminal District Judge Leon Roche is the one who appointed a special prosecutor for the grand jury. And that's not something that normally happens, but that authority does exist, usually in cases where the local DA has a conflict with something with the Attorney General. So we don't know all of the specifics, but a number of different people.
Yeah, but it's also obvious. If we're going to do this, we want to do this transparent and clear. It's also obvious that many people outsiders question why D.A. Williams made it so easy for the state. You remember that famous press conference where he didn't speak? He was there with the governor, with the attorney general, and no one knew his point of view. But those of us who are political veterans and many folks said, hey, man, resistance should have been put up then. And maybe if some resistance would have been put up then, we wouldn't see the encroachment on home rule charter and the relationship. Look, when a bully hits you, you may not be a violent person, but if you don't hit him back, what's he going to do? Probably going to hit you again.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it's good to see this effort to fight for and protect our home rule charter. But I think back in November, December, when I laid out what I laid out, is because I knew at some point, if we didn't put up a fight or give the distinctions, this is where we would be. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. So to refresh your memory, this was about the elected clerk, Calvin Duncan, who, of course, the legislature, Attorney General Murray, and Governor Landry made sure that this was pushed through so that the brother couldn't take office. There were a number of different court moves. He was able to take office for a few hours before they told him, the courts told him that, no, you can't have the office.
But the effort started before that.
Well, sure. Yeah.
You know where's the first time I met Liz Morrell?
When?
In the council, in the special council session. I'd never met her before.
Okay. What would she like then?
We had our differences. I gave her an education on violence in Louisiana and the most violent places, and said that the focus shouldn't be so. But she was invited there. I didn't invite her.
So you don't think city officials should invite
Absolutely.
state officials?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the New Orleans police invite state police for help all the time.
But there should be rules of engagement.
Absolutely, I think.
And so
we've
what?
learned that.
And so what do we?
That with Troop Noller.
And so this just didn't pop up really because of what's happened with Calvin Duncan. You had to feel comfortable. That's why I gave the analogy at the meeting that the only way Dracula can come into your house is if you invite him. Now, kudos to our officials now fighting for respect. Kudos now. But those boundaries could have and should have been set up 7, 8 months ago.
All right. I hear you. I hear you. And so if I'm hearing you correctly, then that some of this could have been avoided by having a different
Well, at
approach,
least
a different strategy.
at least there would have been
dealing with
there would have been rules of engagement. And that look, this is not new, and I think institutional knowledge, history of what the city has fought for, and especially when you talk about demographic change and change in leadership, the 1981 papers in the UNO in the library, which defines what happened with Dutch Moriel and his fight to protect home rule charter with city assets, with Sidney Bartholomew had to go through in fighting for some financial independence, and of course Mark Morial from Casino Support Services to recapturing the lost penny to losing valuable assets from parking and concession revenue that used to come from the Dome to Nord and to social services. So there's been an effort to the fights for the Sewage and Water Board. There have constantly been efforts to tell the state, hey, man, look, focus on your business. We got our business, and it shouldn't have to be a takeover or us fighting to make sure that home rule charter is respected. So kudos to city officials, especially for those ones who are saying, hey, now we've drawn the line.
Well, this goes back to this action goes back to a letter, series of letters actually that the AG sent to DA Jason Williams, Mayor Moreno, and the several council members.
I mean, the AG threatened to remove people from
their elected
from their elective offices. So. Of course, at some point, your self-respect and the dignity and with the culture and where we fought for some independence in this city has to be a lot more important than your elective office. So if you're going to do that, at some point you say, hey, okay, then we're going to fight you every step of the way. Look, there should be a working relationship. And what have I constantly said? That the city needs a partner, not a predator. We're stronger together, but we're also stronger together and united here. And my point was that you can't use the state to embarrass certain city officials because you're fighting with them. And then you let them in, and guess what? Now they've turned on you.
Yeah, well, at one point, the mayor and others said that they couldn't believe that she put this in writing because, politicians get phone calls or have meetings and that aren't recorded and, let's do this, let's do that. I mean, that's a part of trying to do what you think is right for the community. But to put something in letter to say, Oliver Thomas, if you don't do this, I'm going to.
Well, other politicians used to say that too when they were attacked. Or dragged before the council, or disparaged. Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you come visit me? So now the shoe is on. So all of the people that were dragged before the council, disrespected, disparaged, accusations made. I mean, if I hear you. If you're gonna tell it,
right?
If you're gonna be fair,
right?
You can't. There can't be a certain set of journalism and objectives given one way, without the foundation of you say, okay, I'm always picking on you, but now somebody's picking on me, and I want you to understand it. There's a thing called fairness, right?
Okay. Yeah,
oh, okay.
I agree.
All right.
I agree with that. Okay.
Well, maybe I ought to leave, man. Look, I just want everybody. There's an historical perspective, and there are things. Things don't just pop up, right? And there are rules of engagement. We can't pick and choose who we want to be fair with, who we want to be disparage, who we want to hold accountable. The citizens of this city deserve the same game plan and rules of engagement for everyone, from the governor to the janitor.
So how do you think this is going to turn out?
Well, most good lawyers know the answer to the questions before they ask them. And there's a certain percentages of probabilities and improbabilities of outcomes, right? If nothing else, this is a good move to establish some level of respect or engagement. Now, the question is it too late for that? And if it's too late for that, then for the next several years, for as long as Liz Murrill is Attorney General, and let me say this, Liz Murrill and her ability is a lot more spookier than the governor. And the governor is the titular head or the figurehead. But when you talk about the Attorney General and the power of the law in the state constitution, I'm hoping that the city and local officials have not engaged in this battle without understanding what the costs are, and what the goal line is, and what the mission is. Period.
Okay.
You know, and that they're conditioned and they're ready to have some level of respect or settlement, or they're ready to go nuclear. You know, what did Jim Croce say? You don't talk on Superman's cape.
Yeah.
You don't spit in the wind. You don't mess around with the old Lone Ranger. You know, because there are consequences there. But I'm extremely proud that they're staying. It is the point that I made, Will, at several public meetings before I left, when I said that you don't play with people and let them in your house and not think that at some point they're going to target you or try to take over your house.
If they've shown who they are before you invite them.
And then what is, look, I don't think, is it my job to continue to remind people, I'm not only one who studied the history of this city, of the state, is there anyone else who knows the history of the state when there's not respect, when we're not willing to fight? It's not new. I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I just read.
But you're pretty darn smart.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And you remember what you read.
I am. I mean,
you remember what you read.
Well, I think if you're going to lead this city, you need to understand systems and how they work.
I got you.
If you're going to be official, you probably need to read the charter, the state constitution, the U.S. Constitution. You probably need to understand what your rights are and what happened to the people before you. What was their fight? I think it would be helpful.
All right, good. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have more news and information for you. We're going to be talking about Grambling State University. They're celebrating their 125th year, 125 years for that nationally recognized HBCU. We're also going to be talking about Essence Fest is coming up this weekend. Had a little hiccups, a little mess ups last year. What can we expect? What do we want? We pulling for everything to be good? I am. But, contracts and agreements are such that you need to have some understanding, and we're coming up on the end of the Essence contract. So this really needs to be good as we head into whatever negotiations for the next several years. 7:21 a.m. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with OT Oliver Thomas. We're going to go to break. What's that talk line number, OT?
New Orleans, baby. 504-582-9422. We got a lot to talk about. Talk about it, man. It could be therapeutic. I feel better already. I got so much stuff, and I know a lot of this stuff. A lot of how the dots are connected, guy. Yeah. Some of it I might keep to myself.
Oh, come on. All right, share a little bit anyway. All right, this is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Wednesday morning headlines for you. Happening today, we are expecting to hear from Attorney General Liz Murrill for the first time since we learned a grand jury has been convened to investigate her. This is a rare occurrence as members of the grand jury in Orleans Parish initiated the investigation into Murrill themselves. Sources say they are looking into Murrill's allegedly threatening statements sent to elected leaders in New Orleans. Sources say the investigation is connected to letters Murrill sent to New Orleans city leaders warning they could lose their positions over their attempt to install a competing Orleans Parish clerk of court. We emailed the AG's office for reaction, and we got an email saying that Murrill has no comment. Well, happening today, a historic change at the lakefront. The former UNO, now known as LSU New Orleans, will officially transition into the LSU system. This marks a new chapter for the school system, its students, and alumni. And also happening today, the new mayors of Kenner and Slidell, along with other elected leaders, will take the oath of office. And that is a look for you at your Wednesday morning headlines. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Real talk. I look forward to Essence Festival every single year. This year, July 3rd through the 5th. New Orleans Essence Festival of Culture is back for 2026 and is presented by Coca-Cola. This lineup, man, Cardi B, Patti LaBelle, Brandy and Monica together, George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, Kalani, Lotto, Leon Thomas, Public Enemy, and Babyface. I need you to understand what this weekend feels like. The energy, the fashion, and man, oh man, the food. New Orleans is already magic, and Essence makes it super natural. However you're getting there, wherever you're coming from, you need to be in that building July 3rd through the 5th. Go to essencefestival.com right now. Get your tickets. Do not wait.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Heat advisory along with storms today. Highs 90 to 96 degrees, feeling like 105 to 110. The scattered storms are expected throughout the day, although not everyone will see them. If you do, expect a lot of lightning along with some heavy downpours and some strong winds. For tonight, we're expecting lows 74 to 80 degrees. Most of the rain should be out of the area. And for Thursday, expect highs 89 to 95. Feeling slightly warmer than that. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Rishaw.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the morning show at 7:27 a.m. You got to be somewhere at 7:30, and you got about 3 minutes to get there. A little bit more time if you have to be somewhere a little later, say 7:35, 7:45, 8 o'clock. I am Will Sutton, and I'm here with OT, the man, Oliver Thomas, and what happens if you're late? Well, I mean, what kind of good story could they tell?
Well, Will, I said years ago and a long time ago when we would do this before, just don't use the same story.
Yeah.
If you said your goldfish had puppies and you had to bring them to the vet, use your cat.
Yeah, right.
The next time. But, just have a different story for your bosses, especially when you're late again.
Yeah.
Or again, as my little cousin would say.
And if you're on one of those improvement plans, please be careful. please be careful.
Be careful. And don't get mad at everybody else who's on time if you're late.
Right.
Y'all in my way. No, you late.
Yeah, babies and kiddos are out of school, but that doesn't mean they're out of the streets. So they're over at Nord, they're over at summer camp, day camp, church camp. They are in your street, in your driveway. So watch out for the babies and kiddos and make sure you keep yourself safe. Watch out for them. Look always, because they are not doing that.
Right.
And they're maturing and they're growing. And we got to watch out for our babies. All of them. Not just your blood ones. All of them.
All of them. No doubt about it, man.
So,
our greatest gift.
Yep. So, look, we had quite the City Council Chambers engagement yesterday with Entergy and City Council members. The focus was on outages in New Orleans East because there have been a bunch of them. As OT and I were talking off the air before we got back on, there are outages all over the place.
Hey, man, I leave and the lights go out. Man.
Yeah, right. All over the place. But there have been 82 power outages in New Orleans East alone. 82 just in June. 82.
In 1 month. I'm sorry, y'all. It ain't my fault.
And you can't say, we couldn't do anything about Tropical Storm Arthur because 57 of them had nothing to do with Arthur.
Nothing at all. I guess I'll be Negro Damas again. One of the things that when I talked about was system overhaul and maintenance and when we would get into it, and these aren't new stories, guys. The problem is that grid hardening has to be a real thing, reliable delivery of services, upgrading the grid. And when I made the comment, last year about, do we have to worry about another bird or squirrel being on the utility line or the duck flying over and setting off or shutting down our system. This is extremely important, and kudos to the council for accountability, man. I'm glad to see an effort for a fight for us. We need to stand together.
Yeah, so citywide, we're at a 9-year high for outages. And
in just a few months.
Yeah.
Just so we don't want it to be Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. With people, well, look, our public utilities, we cannot survive without public utilities. And I tell people, all the time. You know, I lecture on political culture, and I speak to groups all over, you know, parts of this country now, and I enjoy that. And public utility and vital services are important. If you can't flush the toilet, if you can't drain the water, if you can't turn the lights on, if you can't access the internet, then there are places we cannot live, and we're forced to live here. And people can't just get up and move. There has to be a certain level of reliability that the lights, the on and off switch is going to work. We're experiencing extreme heat right now. How does a family, not even our elderly, right? It was 98 degrees. I was out trying to cut the grass the other day. And I had to stop midway. I had underestimated the heat coming down. And I do this sometimes for exercise. I got a landscaper fine, but like my mom, I want to work around my own house too.
Absolutely.
Right? Man, right now with record heats, most of the eastern seaboard and the Midwest is under what right now? An extreme heat alert. This is the wrong time for this to happen. And it shouldn't happen anytime.
Yep. So in particular, New Orleans East neighborhoods like North Kenilworth, Little Woods, Westlake Forest, Reed Boulevard East were particularly affected. And the council got on Entergy, and the CEO said this, quote, "We apologize because I know
the CEO apologized
how hot it is, and any outage of this duration is unacceptable, and we're going to address this."
That's the CEO apologized 564.5 times in the last 8 years. So we appreciate the apology. But what needs to happen is that when you identify certain parts of the grid, what are the reasons? And I talked about this, Will, in committees before. What are the reasons? Where are most of your work orders coming from? Why are there continuously